Hailey and Justin Bieber, alongside Selena Gomez, have been at the center of controversy as of late for some pretty tiring drama. But for those who haven't been following the whole thing, today on Where Are They Now, we're going over 10 reasons that Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber are hated right now, whether we agree with it or not. Coming in at number 10 is the weird dynamic. This one just kinda bothers me. Despite the marriage between the couple, there are plenty of videos online that seem to showcase the way that Justin Bieber seems to treat Hailey like she just isn't that important. I see some people laugh at this because of the whole fan-fueled Selena drama, but honestly, that kinda makes me sick. Seeing this undeniably gorgeous girl who was a fan of his for years and seems to genuinely be excited to be with this man, left behind to trip as her husband skates off with his entourage, with her needing to run to just keep up, just kinda rubs me the wrong way. Obviously, navigating through paparazzi isn't an easy thing to do, but running off ahead without even looking back to make sure your wife is with you, or slamming the car door on her without so much as a glance back, not remembering your first kiss, yelling at your wife because she won against you at a silly basketball arcade game, pushing her in front of the cameras even if it's playful, and doing it all in front of paparazzi so the rest of the world can witness her embarrassment. It's just not exactly healthy relationship behavior, which kind of leads to my next point. Number 9. A history of mistreatment. Although most of the online community right now seems to specifically hate Hailey Bieber, a small part of the internet believes that her husband, Justin Bieber, is the more problematic one of the two. Bieber has said in the past that becoming famous at an early age led him to use some pretty heavy substances that contributed to his struggles with mental illness. He has also said he mistreated all his relationships and was disrespectful to women before getting married. I'm not here to downplay the impact fame can have on someone at such a young age, but it's also important to note that toxic habits aren't entirely excusable simply because of being a child star. There are other child stars who have successfully navigated their fame without becoming incredibly toxic, but when you deal with as much hate as Bieber does, then it's not entirely surprising, but more on that later. Number 8. False marriage. In a Reddit post titled "Honestly Want to Know Why Everyone Hates the Biebers?" with a question mark, some users can be seen blaming both celebrities for the hate they receive, but specifically because of the basis for their marriage. One user wrote, quote, "Their marriage has this false narrative that she saved him or whatever, which is super unhealthy and waves a red flag, but also feels like a narrative meant to sort of tear down any of his exes with a side of 'you weren't good enough to fix him' angle." I agree to a degree with this statement, but I also believe most people have a bias, as almost everyone believes Hailey consistently is throwing shade at Selena Gomez. Another user answered the thread with, quote, "Biebs has major issues with women and being needy. If you look back at his dating history, this boy has never been single for long. When he was on and off with Selena, he quickly rebounded with other girls, then Selena, Hailey, and others. I also don't buy this 'he's been saved' act. I give them a few more years before Hailey is pretty much successful in her own right before she finally gets tired of him. I don't think there's any real love between them. It's a dependency type of relationship." Now that's an interesting take on things, but I kinda wanna know what you guys think. One of the biggest reasons that Selena fans don't like Hailey being with Justin is that a large majority of them seem to think that Hailey stole Justin from Selena. Hailey made note of this herself on the Call Her Daddy podcast when she said, quote, "A lot of the hate and the perpetuation comes from like, oh, you stole Justin, and I guess maybe that just comes from the fact that they wished he had ended up with somebody else." It makes sense for some fans who haven't looked deeply into the relationships to see it this way. Although he had been spotted with Gomez in March of 2018 and had been in an on-again, off-again relationship with the actress for years, since 2011 I believe, Justin started dating Hailey Baldwin again in June 2018, less than 3 months after reportedly dating and breaking up with Selena. Then, in September of the same year, Justin married the model. After getting married in a New York City courthouse in September 2018, the pair married again in a religious ceremony in South Carolina in September 2019. The thing is, Gomez and Bieber's relationship was anything but healthy. Gomez even confirmed it herself in an interview with NPR when she spoke about moving past the relationship, saying, quote, "I found the strength in it. It's dangerous to stay in a victim mentality, and I'm not being disrespectful. I do feel like I was a victim to certain abuse," confirming later that she meant emotional mistreatment. It's not hard to see why Jelena shippers aren't Hailey Baldwin's biggest fans, but Hailey has also been in and out of Justin's life for a hot minute. Baldwin and Bieber met in 2009 at the Today Show through her father, Stephen Baldwin, as a fan. There's a clip of Bieber and Baldwin's first meeting online, and they had unofficial relationships when he was single, so if we're being technical here, Hailey was always there and she was technically in his life first. Number 6. stalker. Another thing that people like to say about Hailey Bieber is that she somehow stalked her future husband when she was a teenager. This is because Hailey was a Bieber fan. In fact, it's been shown that she wasn't just a fan of Justin, but also a Selena fan as well, being incredibly vocal with her support of both celebs and the relationship that they had together. But the toxic Selena fans now believe she wasn't just your average teen believer. A resurfaced photo from before they began dating shows Hailey posing with a magazine that shows her now husband on the cover with his then girlfriend, Selena, with a headline reading, "Why Selena Knows She Won't Marry Justin." And then there's also this footage from 2012 of Hailey kind of lurking in the background at an event while Justin answered interview questions. She wasn't even really looking at him, but whatever, you know, I just work here. Number 5. Mean girl mentality. Large parts of the hate towards Justin, and specifically Hailey, is a recent thing. It was sparked up by online controversy and internet sleuths who picked apart posts from both Hailey and Selena Gomez to determine that Hailey is just straight up a mean girl. It all began when Selena was being body shamed online for some vacation pictures that she posted. A TikTok posted by Hailey a little bit later with her friends included a sound that goes, quote, "I'm not saying she deserved it, but God's timing is always right." Now of course, this sounds bad when you say them right after each other, but after Selena fans took this as shade towards their idol, Hailey made it pretty clear that her TikTok was completely unrelated. But the damage was done. She was dubbed a mean girl, which had a negative impact on events going forward, which may or may not be true. Selena posted a TikTok of herself with the laminated brows filter on, saying that she wished she looked more like Bella Hadid. Now shortly after that, Hailey Bieber and Kylie Jenner posted up-close photos of their own eyebrows to their Instagram stories. The internet sleuths connected these two posts and said that Hailey and Kylie were trolling Selena. It appeared Hailey, Selena, and Kylie had put that behind them pretty quickly though. Then, Selena commented on a video of Hailey Bieber pretending to gag when Taylor Swift's name was mentioned on an old episode of Drop the Mic, a show she used to host on TV. Selena's fans went for Hailey, calling her out with mean girl behavior. Number 4. Copycat. Okay, so let's give the haters the benefit of the doubt and say that Hailey stole and stalked Justin and is also a major mean girl, but another frequently brought up complaint against Hailey is that she apparently copies Selena's life. There have been many a TikTok that compare the two women. These TikToks are usually comprised of incredibly similar outfits worn by the two, which doesn't really mean a thing in my eyes. Then we've got a similar tattoo shared by the two of them, a cursive letter G behind the ear. Now for Selena, she had gotten a tattoo of the letter G behind her ear as a tribute to her little sister, Gracie. But in Hailey's case, the tattoo was a tribute to Georgia Veach, the daughter of her pastor, Chad Veach. And she's not the only one who has the tattoo for that reason. Both Justin Bieber and actress Ashley Benson also share the cursive G for the same reason as Hailey. Now speaking of tattoos, Hailey also has a tattoo of a cursive J with a little star on her ring finger in honor of her husband, but fans have noted that it's similar to a ring that Selena wore while dating Justin. A ring that was basically a similar cursive J on the band of the ring, but then again, that's a kind of lame ring, no offense, and Hailey's is a full-on permanent tattoo for her marriage, but I guess go off. Hailey critics also note that Hailey launched a cooking show online and a skincare line within years of Selena hosting her own cooking show and launching Rare Beauty, a makeup line. And okay, fair point, but Selena's show is on HBO Max and Hailey's is on YouTube. And for the skincare and makeup lines, in the world of celebrity endorsements and business ventures, it's not exactly uncommon for female celebrities to do both of those things. Number 3. Rude to waitstaff. Back to the topic of mean girl behavior, apparently Hailey is also mean to people working in the service industry, and I can't stand by that one, so I'll give you this. In a series of viral TikTok videos posted by New York City hostess Julia Carolyn, in July 2020, she rated celebrities that she encountered over the years while working in A-list favorite eateries. Describing her meeting with Hailey, Carolyn admitted that she hasn't yet had a positive experience. She said, quote, "This is gonna be controversial. I met her a handful of times and every time she was not nice. I really wanna like her, but I have to give her a 3.5 out of 10. Sorry." The TikTok became viral in no time, ranking up over 3.3 million likes and even got a comment from Bieber herself. The model wrote, quote, "Just came across this video and wanted to say sorry if I've ever given you bad vibes or bad attitude. That's not ever my intention." Caroline accepted the apology, calling her a, quote, "accountability queen." But this apparently affected Hailey. In April 2021, almost a year after the video was posted, the model shared a two-part interview with Dr. Jess Clemens on her YouTube channel titled Cancel Culture, Mental Health, and Social Media. The video touched on the viral TikTok, and Bieber said, quote, "When I saw her video, I was so upset. There's never an excuse for being rude. I felt bad that was her experience with me, but it made me kind of frustrated because you never know what someone's going through. I remember going through times in my life where I was so sad and so heartbroken that engaging with people felt hard for me." She continued on saying, "I wish I didn't act that way towards her. I'm a human and I made a mistake and I acted in a way that was out of character for me," ending her answer with, quote, "I'm open to people correcting me." However, the 24-year-old argued that she doesn't believe there needs to be people on social media doing the correcting for her, assuming she's talking about commenters and the Hailey haters. Number 2. Troubling tweets. This all came as a response to Bieber's online defense of her husband, who at the time had recently shared that he had been diagnosed with Lyme disease after a long struggle with undiagnosed symptoms. When people came for Justin Bieber saying that Lyme wasn't a real illness and that he wouldn't have gotten Lyme disease if he stans Selena, which is a horrible thing to say honestly, Hailey was not having it. She tweeted out in response, quote, "For those who are trying to downplay the severity of Lyme disease, please do your research and listen to the stories of people who have suffered with it for years. Making fun of and belittling a disease you don't understand is never the way. All it takes is educating yourself." And you know what? She's absolutely correct. And good for her for standing up to the toxic behavior online, but what actually caught everyone's attention was how many of her haters answered back to her tweet. Successfully digging up some old dirt about her, many replied with screenshots of tweets and Tumblr posts from years ago, where the model was using the N-word casually, saying she's Asian with squinty eyes and claiming she came back from Florida a different race because of her tan. Shortly after, most tweets mentioning her past were deleted and the model decided to close her Twitter account altogether. Does not change their behavior, and it doesn't change hers either, but it kinda shows that the young Hailey Bieber was not careful with her keyboard. And finally, into number 1, they've always been hated on. I spent a lot of this video talking about Hailey Bieber, but one thing to remember about Justin Bieber specifically is that he's kind of always been hated on, pretty much since the beginning. A lot of people's introduction to Bieber was because of his viral music video for Baby. Most people watched that video with a friend telling them something along the lines of, "This kid has the most disliked video of all time, watch this and laugh at him." And you know what? We did. I did. I'll admit that. The music video was all kinds of cringe, and yet this guy, he blew up. He's become one of the most known pop stars ever, and it's almost always come with a large amount of hate. That doesn't make it easy, but it's also due to the fact that he never really helped himself to have the greatest public image. For starters, he doesn't have a great track record with his fans. He spat on them from a balcony in 2016, swung at them, and talked to them in a way that no one should have to endure from their idol. Then, there's the numerous instances of the guy just being a little shit disturber. We got the peeing in a mop bucket thing, the abandoning his pet monkey at an airport in Germany thing, the arrested for driving under the influence thing, and showing he was incredibly out of touch by saying Anne Frank would have been a fan of his, specifically a believer. He's been known to speak to people in a harsh manner, including paparazzi, which that's understandable, but also to interviewers. It just doesn't come off well. Of course, it's tricky to handle the spotlight as a celebrity. He was bombarded by photographers left and right, and he's constantly the target of people's hate. But he didn't really used to do himself any favors. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Feel free to leave your own thoughts in the comment section down below, but until next time, I'm Adam, this is Where Are They Now, and I'll see you on the flippy flop.